We need to talk about this cookie. Man, I am hungry. I want one of those big old giant humongous delicatessen sandwiches. Luckily there's a place nearby, it's called Gershon's. They make these like amazing like combination sandwiches like that kind of Jewish delicatessen style. I think I have an idea what I'm gonna get. Hit like on this video, subscribe down below, hit the notification bell, and let's hop on the website. You see they're on Union Street in Schenectady. Their menu, like I said, look, I'll scroll through. It's massive, right? It turns out a lot of the stuff is like your typical deli food, but most of it is like combinations of stuff. They do egg sandwiches, breakfast, and stuff like that. Triple decker, geez. I don't think we're going that far today. I think I'm just going to go with a corned beef and pastrami. That kind of covers all the bases in terms of the stuff that I like to order at this style restaurant. We're just going to do the regular size. I think we're going to go on the marble rye. No extra dressing. It comes with coleslaw and Russian. No need to add any more meats. Comes with chips. I think we're going to do no add-ons today. We'll go simple. That's really all you need to do here. The other thing I'm going to go with a little dessert today. Why not? They got a whole bakery section here. There it is, the black and white. And let's get a drink. See, now here's where it gets a little cute for me. Whenever I have this style sandwich, I got to get the weird dark brown soda and I got to get the celery flavor. You might think it's gross, but I like it. That looks like a good order. Only thing left to do is go get it. I really do enjoy this style, like delicatessen, sandwich, like that really big meaty sandwich. We went to New York City a few years ago, and the experience there, I think we went to Katz, and it was fine. I hate waiting on lines for stuff that's really hyped, and then for it not to actually live up to the hype. And it was good. It's just honestly expensive and kind of a touristy thing to do. So I like going to these places that are kind of in the neighborhood. They are just as good as far as the food experience, if not better than those places in New York City. So we're back. That was quick. That was easy. We have the bag. There were a couple customers inside, a couple of customers eating inside. It looks like they have most of their tables removed just because of the time we're in right now. We got our celery soda. We got this. We need to talk about this cookie. I'll save it till the end though. We got a little bit of a gherkin. And then we got our pastrami and corned beef combination on marble rye. Go ahead and cue the music. One thing off the bat, and there's always a little bit of movie magic that goes into this. So the bag I have here actually was for two, and I unpacked it before doing the whole thing. I didn't notice that my chips were not included, and I took her word for it. She actually checked it in front of me. But I'm missing chips. We got plenty of food here, so I'm not worried about it. It's we're on a little bit of a roll here in terms of not getting the full order from the takeout. This was wrapped in plastic wrap, which I think is a decent wrapping for this. The pastrami and corned beef doesn't go on there like terribly hot, so it kind of benefits a little bit from having like this really robust marble rye with the slightly warm, corned beef and the pastrami. It kind of lives inside of the plastic. Kind of gets to meld together. It is with the coleslaw and Russian dressing starting to kind of get a little soggy, so we really got to get in there and take a bite. It's just perfection. This kind of soft, kind of marble rye has like a really, really rich flavor. You can see getting a bite through there, really no problem at all. There's definitely a vast difference between the corned beef and the pastrami. A lot of times you'll go to these places and it's almost like the corned beef and pastrami are just the same thing. The pastrami just has a little bit extra pepper. This here, there's a slightly different texture. That's exactly what you need. You wouldn't order corned beef and pastrami if you wanted it all to be the same thing. Jewish deli wouldn't be complete without your celery soda experience. So we shall grab a sip of that. You might think this is a crazy, weird thing. It really doesn't taste a whole lot like celery, so it's not something you have to worry about. It's just like a classic thing to drink. They got black cherry soda, but the dark brown is like really I would say like classic pairing with this style food. And then we got our little gherkin. See if we can get into this thing. I love it when these don't actually have like a neon color. Not terribly sour, very salty, briny. That's awesome. When you go to New York City and you go to Katz's, they give you kind of like untoasted bread, which is exactly what this is here. For me, I don't want to bite into like you know, a Reuben where it's grilled. I'd rather have softer bread with this style sandwich. And then you have like the chips to give you that crunch texture. You got your pickle, and then you wash it down with a little bit of celery soda. I mentioned the order was for 2. I'm actually looking at Cassie's right now and actually kind of admiring it. I know I just kind of shat on the idea of doing the crunchy Reuben sandwich, but that actually looks really good. I told you we need to talk about this cookie. I live in upstate New York, which is a few hours away from New York City. I tried to recreate the New York City experience here. We got our pastrami and corned beef sandwich, got our celery soda, got the marble rye, built in a couple of Seinfeld references here, along with the cookie. Now, here's what I have to say about this cookie. Whether you call it a black and white or a half moon, when you cross a certain area, I think between like Westchester and Rockland County or something, these cookies change. So like when you order them in the city, they got a good body to them, okay? And it looks like this one actually does. It's from Delancey Bakery in Brooklyn. So this is the cookie I remember from being a kid in Brooklyn eating this cookie. And yeah, you see it has kind of like a slight cakey consistency, and it's not like terribly domed. When you come upstate, these things become like almost like a half sphere with the icing on top. And the icing doesn't taste like this. It got a little bit different taste to it. This kind of is like a vanilla, very, very, honestly, I don't even know that there's vanilla in it. It's just like a white icing, like a royal icing. And then the chocolate is kind of similar to what you get in a fudge fancy, but kind of more texturally like a royal icing. The problem with the cookie up here is you never know whether you're gonna get this kind of texture, which is the right texture, or that kind of cake, almost like a toaster cake. And when you get that, it's like, why didn't you just get cake, you know? I would say if you're upstate, veer away from these unless you know they get them from the city. Otherwise, you know, order the specialty at the house. I drop a new dining review every Saturday. I'll leave a playlist of all of them right here. I also make delicious recipes. I'll leave that playlist right here. You can check all that out. Remember, hit like on this video, comment down below with future suggestions, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.